Rich, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. The Shelby. This video is going to be about what the steps we should take for some cold winter storage. You know, we got to put our cars up for a while, so there's a few steps we got to take to get it ready for the storage. The first step that I want to talk about be the fuel stabilizer. We don't really need to go over why or what it's for. We're just going to open it up and put the shit in. Now, I highly recommend using the plastic shiwi that comes with your car, located under in the spare tire well. If you don't use this, you're going to have a bad time. I already put some in, so we're just going to do a little dollop. I think I got probably about 10 gallons in here. So I'll be using about half of this container. I think that should do it. Even if you think you can pour this in the gas tank without it, you can't. Don't even try. Just use the damn shiwi. It'll save you a bunch of mess on the side of the car. Ask me how I know. Make sure that you do run your car for about 5 minutes after you put this stuff in to get it all mixed through the fuel system. The second thing we want to do is the air intake should be covered up with aluminum foil. A couple different ways you can do it, man. You can wrap this whole thing with some aluminum foil. You take it off like I did, stuff it full of some steel wool. I opted to take it off and wrap the inlet with a couple layers of aluminum foil to prevent any rodents from getting in there. Now, bear in mind that part of that process includes a note on the steering wheel. This is an absolute must. Do not put steel wool inside of your intake without putting a note like this on your steering wheel. Doing it to the exhaust is not that big of a deal, I don't think, because it will likely just blow right off. But sticking steel wool or some aluminum foil on your intake and starting the car would most likely be catastrophic. So please put the note on there if you're going to be taking your air filter off or stuffing it full of aluminum foil. The third step is going to be in the back of the car. We have to stuff the exhaust tips with some steel wool as well as the air intake, again, to keep the rodents out. You could also wrap them with tin foil, something to prevent rodents from getting in there. You might think you could stuff some cardboard or something in there, but you cannot. Rodents can eat through goddamn near anything except for steel wool. I've even seen exterminators stuff mouse holes with balls of steel wool to prevent them from getting inside of buildings. So I got this little bag of steel wool. It's like $1.50, $2 maybe. Just bust it apart a little bit. There's one ball just inside of each tip is all that it needs. Maybe fluff this thing out a little bit. Boom, stuff that in there. And that is good to go. Number 4 is kind of a little bit of an optional step. That's the tires, right? The sticker inside the door jamb from the manufacturer says that they do not recommend using these tires at all when the temperature drops below 45 degrees Fahrenheit. And some sources, Tire Rack and Michelin.com, say that the tires should never even be exposed to any temperatures below 32 degrees, as they can cause cracking and permanently damage the tires. So in order to avoid any chances, I opted to take all my wheels and tires off, take my track tires inside, so that way I can avoid any possible complications. The stock tires, I feel like, are probably going to be a little bit more forgiving than if you had some track tires like I do. So I have another set of the cups, the Michelin cups, and those are definitely staying inside. And also, you can see I've got couple of rugs underneath the car, even though it's jacked up. This is to help with the moisture, so that will keep some of the moisture away from the car, help prevent any rusting. The 5th step is going to be a wipe down of all the painted surfaces of the car to get all the dirt, the contaminants off of it. That's really important. Don't try and keep bugs on there for too long. It's very damaging to the finish of the vehicle, and so that way when we go to cover it up, then that dirt's not getting all rubbed into the paint, okay? The last thing is going to be the battery. A couple things you can do here. Take it completely out, put a battery tender on it, or just disconnect it. Before you do that, I would check and make sure you have any belongings out of the car that you're going to want, because the automatic power windows are not going to work properly and they won't close right when you're opening the doors with the battery out. This little cover right here Pops off pretty easy with a couple of quick clips. Two 10mm for the battery itself. Boom and boom. Really easy. And then you got this 8mm right here. It's got like a million threads on it. So I opted to use the impact. Make my life easier. Take this out. Just throw this in the garbage. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. Unhook both of your terminals, maybe. So I just took this sucker out, threw it inside, keep it warm all winter long. You don't have to do that. If the car is going to be kept in the climate where it's somewhat warm, you can just put a trickle charger on it and that will do the exact same thing. I opted to take mine out so that way I can just keep it inside and we're not going to lose any power. So let's take a look at all that stuff that we did. Alright, thanks again so much for watching, you guys. In case you don't remember, Big Rich, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Winter storage tutorial. We'll see you guys in the spring.